This video will explain what a work of artistic craftsmanship is and why this is relevant to design protection. A work of artistic craftsmanship is a protected work under the Australian Copyright Act and is a unique category of work whose copyright protection is not extinguished by industrial application. The term artistic craftsmanship is not defined in the Copyright Act and is the only category of protection for 3D objects that are not buildings or models. Instead, what defines a work of artistic craftsmanship has been gradually developed through the common law. The cases listed above have all been instrumental in helping the courts define what makes a work of artistic craftsmanship. Currently, there is no strict test in defining these works, but rather guidance given by the courts that require the consideration of a variety of factors when making a decision. The following factors include the objective of the author, such that in making the item, the author's objective was to produce an object which will have a substantial appeal to the aesthetic tastes of those who observe it. This intent is important, with both elements of artistry and craftsmanship being embodied by the author. Both elements of artistry and craftsmanship have been defined separately by the courts, with artistic work being that which appeals to the aesthetic tastes of those who observe it, even if the item is of practical nature. This is tested objectively, with an item deemed to be aesthetically appealing if a substantial section of the public genuinely admires and values it for its appearance, even if others do not. Craftsmanship was defined by the courts as a useful, handmade object. However, it is important to note that craftsmanship does not necessarily require that the article in question be handmade, as a skilled craftsman may use sophisticated machinery to make the artistic work. The courts used these definitions to formulate the opinion that a work of artistic craftsmanship must derive its primary value from its artistic character rather than its practical function, such that whether an item is a work of artistic craftsmanship depends on the extent to which the particular work's artistic expression is constrained by the function of the item itself. A work of artistic craftsmanship includes articles such as jewellery, metalwork, pottery, and the likes. All works which can be mass-produced but whose value is dependent on its artistic quality rather than its function, and this quality was the intent of its author. The importance for designers and craftsmen to have their work determined as a work of artistic craftsmanship is because it means that they can mass-produce the work without losing the copyright protection afforded to it by the Act. The purposes of sections 77 and 75 of the Copyright Act is to remove copyright protection for functional articles where design protection overlaps and provides more appropriate protection. Under section 75, copyright protection is removed when a corresponding design is registered in accordance with the Act, whilst under section 77, copyright protection is removed when the design has been applied industrially without registration. However, it is within section 77 subsection 1 that the protection for works of artistic craftsmanship arises. It indicates that the reproduction of these works in an embodied design does not forfeit its copyright protection. This means that an author can industrially apply a design and still be entitled to enforce their copyright against infringers. However, once the copyright owner of the work registers it as a design under the Designs Act, then the exemption no longer applies. The exemption only applies to mass-produced but unregistered designs. This leaves copyright owners with a difficult decision: to register the design and lose the copyright in the work, but have the certainty of the shorter protection offered by design registration, or to rely on the much longer copyright protection, but potentially lose the copyright protection and the right to register the design should the courts determine the work was not a work of artistic craftsmanship.